Good morning out there. And it's the last trading day of the week and right before a 3-day holiday for trading.
It's
Yeah.
both MLK Day and Presidential Inauguration Day on Monday.
Any plans for you?
No, I don't think. I think my family wants me for stuff, so I'll be available for my family to do stuff. I have to
Fair
work too much
enough.
on the day.
Yeah, there's never rest for me anyways. Always working. Always.
Yeah, work. I was that way, and then I'm trying to be more present for my family. So I'm trying to wear two hats and not wear one of them out too harshly. So try to find that work-life balance here in 2025. Be more like Matt, not have to sweat out, sitting in front of the computer all day long.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, DXYZ. Not to talk about the chart yet, but just in general, if you guys didn't know, see they had the launch yesterday. It was a successful launch. They did catch the super heavy booster in the Mechazilla arms, which was always cool to see. But then they lost telemetry with the Starship until I don't know, an hour later or so. Some people started posting videos of what is this stuff? And it was these colorful streaks coming across the sky in the Caribbean, and that was the Starship, their new Starship design they were testing out. Apparently it blew up in space.
Yeah. Over the Turks and Caicos. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to that chart soon, but let's just look to see what's it looking like for Friday weekly candle closes. And starting with the IWM, it's kind of really close to this 226.74. I've been talking about the 786. So this has an opportunity to maybe close back above it. So that's going to be the focus throughout the day. Nothing really else matters. Just 226.74 to get back on track, back above the 786 for the return back towards all-time highs. And with the QQQ, we can see that it's getting back above that weekly conversion line at 517.85. So that is also the goal, to get back above all resistance and above all indicators on the weekly chart and flip everything back to a support. And SPY, same thing. Conversion line 592.21 to be back above all indicators on the chart for a attempt to go towards all-time highs and even the 2.272 fib extension above on linear, and even on log scale, maybe even the 700. So but yeah, support held perfectly, and now we're looking for weekly candle closes above resistance for all the indices this week.
That's right. If you hadn't heard it all over the web from either Real Blonde Broker or me repeating it or Matt saying it, we're looking for an inauguration rally potentially here. So when we come back on Tuesday, things might just be flying high.
Yeah. It's going to be a good thing if these all close above resistance. So I'm going to be watching that closely. Let's even look at SMH. And SMH, we can see here on linear scale, this 255.99, it's actually has a chance to close above its resistance too. So that could be good for a lot of things. So yeah, I mean, it could be an exciting next couple of weeks if things get above their resistance levels today.
Oh, so exciting. 2025 just going to be so fun for all sorts of stuff going on here.
Yeah, crypto, Tesla, everything. Speaking of Tesla, let's take a look at the chart here. So yeah, pre-market it's up at 419.65. What a wild week, right? Just looking at that daily chart range, you can see for the past 5 days it was down to the 380s, then up to the 420s, high almost 430, then back down to the low fours. It's been a wild week, but in reality, nothing really is changing. It's been spending a lot of time for the past 3 days inside of the conversion and the daily baseline up there, and it's trying to stay above the 414.50. So that's
Yep.
going to be the goal, to stay above there. But even better would trying to get above the daily our daily baseline up there at 430. But not sure if that's going to happen. But that could be a target to get back above all daily resistance to try to go higher. So we'll see. Even if it does close above the 414.50, it still has resistance above. So I'm not sure if it's ready to break out just yet. But if it starts to close above 430, then I think it has a chance to break out once again.
Yeah, things could. I'm looking for a strong March in Tesla here. So let's see
You're
how
just
that goes.
bypassing February.
Yeah, just February is on the way to March. So
Yeah,
I think we hit the. I think we struck all the lows for Tesla. I don't see it going any lower than we already did with that liquidity grab down to 377 twice, and then even 414.50. I don't think we'll be looking back.
Yeah, it had plenty of opportunity to go lower, and it didn't. So this is looking more and more bullish. And what about your chart? You want to share your screen or?
Well, let's see. Oh God, I didn't do the button. There's a button I have to push to share my screen for the restream that we use. And then if I click on Tesla, that helps too. So let's see, was it that weekly chart that we were just daily chart? Daily chart. So this daily chart, I still see this bullish W pattern where price kind of comes down from here, goes up to there, back down to here, and then here's your little dink, and it just takes off. This little dink down the last bit, and then it's almost like it's testing these two trend lines, and that little dink is testing the top of the upper what was formerly resistance turned to support, and that takes off. So yeah, kind of like that and that, and that's where you get the W W pattern. All right, that's all I see for. And then over the long term, I've got 5 subwaves drawn up here. I think I'm looking for 515 next, maybe a test back to 444. Maybe this 459 will hold instead though. Up to 630, down to, I don't know what I did with my fibs. I think there's on a different time scale. Maybe if I go to 8 hours. Yeah, there they are. There they are. So this goes up to the, no, but you can't see with that blue triangle in the way. Let me just get rid of this. Blue on blue doesn't show up very well. All right, so I basically just took from the wave 2 is my wave start. Here's my wave 1, my wave 2, and then now we're in wave 3 based off of that wave 2 bottom. So wave 3 sub 1, 515.02, back to 444.03. All of wave 3 completes about 629, back down to 558, and then up to $700.86, and hopefully it just extends to that 711 I've been talking about by mid-July. That's my hopeful target, 711 by mid-July. Last time when I predicted the bottom of 138.80 on my birthday, I was a month late and $5 too high. So who knows? History might repeat itself. Maybe it comes a month later and $5 lower than my target. There you go. Tesla, I just see great things ahead. I'm looking for a strong March, weakness after that into May, and then like a hammock kind of summer, maybe high in June, lower in July, and then I don't know, maybe high in August again. We'll see. Tesla might be a little different, but that's kind of what I'm looking for in the entire market, actually, overall. So look for an exciting March here coming up. And that's Tesla and a little bit of my general thinking on the market in 2025 so far. Can I take a second? I want to show a chart that nobody has asked me about. But if you have been looking at the Reddit hype, I just want to show that me and a couple other people that I follow, we're looking at Reddit as being toppy now. And that might have been all of it at 187.56. And so look for a potential ABC retrace down. I don't know if you're degenerate gambler, maybe you want to enter a short position on Reddit. I'm not advocating that, but I think it could retrace back to this 618 from the all-time high 187.56 back towards where my wave 2 started down here at 49.18. 61.8% of that is 102.04. So it would go to the 382 at 134, back to the 236 at 154.90, and then down to 102.04. Just in case, because I know it's been a hot topic. There you go, Reddit. Take your screenshot if you want. And now back to the regular show.
Okay, yeah, let me.
Do you
I
want to
see
do?
some crypto.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see
Yeah,
some
let's start with
crypto
Bitcoin
requests.
again.
So
It's
yeah,
kind
let
of part
me.
of the indices these days.
Yeah, I can do some Bitcoin. I can do some XRP just to see what's going on here. So yeah, let me just switch to my chart here. Yeah, so Bitcoin is actually trying to break above its weekly resistance right now at the 102.076. But again, it tried again last week and it failed, and it went straight back down to support. So don't get too excited just yet because it is at resistance, and got to see if it really wants to prove it to us to flip it to support. So
But
that's what I'm focused on.
But Matt, we're inaugurating a crypto president on Monday, and he's got crypto
well,
balls.
Well, then if that's the case, then it better keep going throughout the weekend and keep going higher and higher. And
Right.
think even more importantly is this log scale 1.272 is the 103.611. That's really the key, I think, to flip, because this is looking like a very important level as well. So this whole zone, basically from 102 to 104, is really important to break out above, and that's what I'm going to be watching the most. So hopefully we can see a weekly candle close, maybe even above 104. So if that's on Sunday, then things can look pretty juicy. And with XRP here, it's still battling previous all-time highs, right? So that's not a surprise, right? It's not a surprise at all that it's battling this zone. So this is the target really to close above, but every exchange really has a different all-time high, because back then in 2017, it was a little bit different. So yeah, sometimes it's like 330. I think Coinbase has even like a 370 or 3 whatever previous all-time high. But Bitstamp here, it's a
wait! Don't go there. Just look at that freaking chart. The stock takes a right angle, a 90-degree turn. It goes sideways for years, and then just goes straight up. That is just nuts. And Matt called it like over a year ago.
Yeah, I've been talking about breaking out of this arc for a long time, and once it did, it just went higher. But now we got a new battle here. We got a battle of this 331, 332. Yeah. Let's just see if we can get above it, right? And it's no surprise that it's struggling at this zone. So with that being said, still very bullish chart, and I think it goes higher. And I saw a question about Ethereum. Is it dead in the chat? And let me just pull up my Ethereum chart here. Oh.
Yeah, what do you think, Matt? Ethereum, is Ethereum the silver to Bitcoin's gold?
Could be.
That silver market, it's like full of, you couldn't make any money trading silver forever. In fact, Morgan Stanley or I can't remember which one of the firms got caught like totally cornering and manipulating the silver market for anyway. Ethereum.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but we can see Ethereum. It's battling this 786 again, right? So it was really trying to flip it back to support, but now it actually lost this angle again as support. It also is battling this 33.76. So I think the important thing here is to focus on this 786 and just get above it, stay above it, right? And if it can close a week out above it, then I think it can just continue to build a base and go higher. But no. Anything above the 786, I think, has a chance to go towards all-time highs. And actually, I think the probability is in your favor to go towards all-time highs. So that is not dead yet. It's just maybe instead of being an early cycle leader, it might be a late cycle mover. So this could be just a waiting game, right? And I see a request for Jasmy as well here. Let me just get to my Jasmy chart. So Jasmine, I do have this GAN pulled up, and it got rejected by the orange level twice, right? It tried to break out, but it failed. So now it's just sideways action until it really is ready to break above this 0.044 level again, right? And this is looking like if we also put a fib here from the all-time high here up down here, we can see that it is holding support. So it's not guaranteed to go lower, right? It's not really guaranteed to go back down here, but it could trade sideways for some time, building a base on top of this 0.03096, the 50% level, in order to go higher. So it is a breakout. It's a back test of this fib, this halfway point between all-time high and low, for building a base and then trying to go higher. So it's also still a bullish chart, looking to break this 0.044 level. And I see another one for Doge real quick. Doge, yeah, it's getting back to weekly resistance again, right? So this is the 0.4141, and that is great. This whole zone held perfectly as support, even a perfect wick down to the 618. And now we're looking at same thing what Ethereum's doing, battling the 786. So let's see if it can break above this week for Doge. All right. And with that said, I think I got through the crypto.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do you want to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick chart on new, and then I'll go to EOS. So just the question was, is new done bottoming? Maybe. So I have this extension chart here. I'm calling for it to go higher, somewhere between probably $20 and $16.62 is where this is supposed to go. But I just now drew this fib extension here. I'm sorry, this fib retracement level. So from the $3.26 bottom to the $12.24 all-time high, or no, I'm sorry, not all-time, previous high. You can see it was resistance. It wicked down below the 7, made a new higher high to the 141 to the 786 again for a crazy liquidity grab. But this time the 786 held really perfectly. So there's a good chance it's done bottoming. It'll look a lot better. This is a weekly candlestick chart. It'll look a lot better once it gets over the top of the cloud again, it can exit this cloud and above the conversion line. So that means like over 1227 maybe, and even better after it's over 1289. Yeah. So you could wait for that, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, look for, 1779 has confluence with this 1618 on Matt's retracement fibs, extending past the original retracement, and then confluent with my 618 here. So look for a high of near 1779, I'd say $17.79 to $18 next before it does another test back.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Well, let's revisit this one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I said I'd do EOS because this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, yeah, I agree with
it's
your. What? Can you hear me?
Sorry,
can you hear me?
You want to look at me?
No. I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you that it's going to be kind of stuck until it gets above the cloud again. So probably short term going to be doing nothing, but it has potential to recover. Yeah. Go ahead with
be more like Matt. Focus more on weekly and monthly candle closes. All right. Here's EOSE. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little laggy here. I don't know what's going on with that. So EOS, there's two ways I've been looking at it. Let's see. I think on the 4-hour, on the 4-hour chart, I've been tracing this 5-wave extension up here with the 4th wave, which it kind of did. Usually this one did 382, 236, 1236, 764, which is all completely normal for that particular pattern. And so the 2236 is what I'm targeting, $8.88. But there's another larger degree pattern that comes into play here, and I kind of have a box around. It could extend from the 2236 and 888 to as high as 1004 for this 2618. But the real reason why I'm thinking about that is when I go to the larger degree chart, let's say 12 hours. No. Let's go to the weekly chart. It's also doing an ABC retrace because it does have this history. Had an all-time high of $31.95, gotten kicked all the way down to 61 cents. And so just doing a standard retrace goes three. I'm looking at these fibs on the left, 382, 236, 618. And you can see they've already got this sell order block set up here between 618 and 702. Like they're not sure, but it seems like they're expecting it to go higher than 1998. So let's just see how high it goes first. So here's my little blue target I was just talking about. Look for it to go to 888, maybe retrace a little bit, then go higher to 1258. And then from 1258, it should go back down and check out 801 again. I guess what I wanted to do was say on this 8-hour chart, after it goes up to whatever it's going to go to, 888, if you want to chase the tails, it's a little dangerous, but exciting. And then this should do like an ABC back down, but I think it's only going to get as low as 801 because I think if it breaks, like this should be significant resistance the first time for this 23.6 fib, foreshadowing it as support later when it comes back down from that 382. So look for 801 to be significant resistance on the way up to 888, but maybe it breaks through, comes back down, touches 801, and then we're back to this larger degree chart where it just doesn't go lower than 801 and then rips higher again. If it should go any lower than this, that just means it's going to snap the rubber band back farther and this will push higher. So we can revisit that again after we get, let's see if we hit the 1258 for what happens. But overall, the larger pattern, I am looking for this to go back to $20 easily, maybe $25, then some support building before it then addresses the previous all-time high, then starts heading for Matt's extension of these retracement fibs. And you can see $40 for the 127 and $45 almost for the 141.4. So, EOS is on a really promising path from here. Like any one of those.
Yeah, I can
just to this 127. Well, just the all-time high, $440. I mean, 440% higher, just to there from where we are now. It's not too late to get into EOS if you didn't buy it at 51 cents or $1 like I did originally.
Yeah, let me just pull up mine.
And look at the way.
If you're done.
All this MCDX. I'm done. I'm just babbling on about how bullish it looks.
Yeah, it does look bullish. I'm noticing a few things on my chart though, and one is it's at resistance zone, like from this price up to the 618 here, the 704. So it needs to really overcome this zone right here to really break out much further. So if it can't break above here, it might need to retrace a little bit lower back into the 5s, but I think it has potential. So let's focus on the weekly counter close today, see if it can get in this zone here, then stay in this like 630 zone. And then if it can stay in the 630s, then I think it has potential to go to the 7s and the 9s above, but it's got to prove it to me first. And it is looking like it is going to be a higher high from this wick right here. So that is going to be kind of a break of structure to the upside. So that is actually a very bullish thing for continuation. So I'm going to be focusing on this little wick right there, which is basically, what is that high? It was like 567. So it looks like it's going to close above that, which is great, right? So this is looking like it has potential to break this resistance. So I'm going to be focusing on that.
Yeah. Great. Let's see. I could do BB next if you want
go ahead.
to.
Your Blackberry.
We talked about this one yesterday too, I think. Same kind of deal. BlackBerry has pivoted. It's no longer making little, tappy devices for texting people. We've already got stuff for that now. iPhone killed that a long time ago. But from its previous, not all-time high, but just from this previous wick high of 2877. I mean, you look back at BlackBerry, it was once the super favored tech company before Apple killed it. But now they're doing different stuff. So if they can make their different software products make money for them, look for an ABC retrace back towards this 2877 high from a low of $2.01. So my larger degree target is going to be 1223, back to 833, and then up to 1855. And you can just take your screenshot right there if you want. I've got some smaller degree stuff that I've been tracking, but at the end of the day, it's not going to make a lot of difference if it really does do the whole retrace. I mean, you're still getting in pretty cheaply. Let's see. This has it topped out potentially at... why do I have these fibs? This doesn't look like it's done. You know what? I think oh, this is off based off of this. All right, so this hasn't happened yet. I was saying if it does 5 waves up and then retraces back to the wave 2 start here, at a bullish retrace would go to the 50% at 318. So you could wait, I don't know, for 318 if you wanted. And then from there, it gives you these projected fibs. And then that goes to skip ahead to the 232, about $8 next. And that just gets it close to where it's going to be resistance getting over the 236 on the way to the 382. I don't know, BlackBerry, it looks very promising. The MCDX Plus alone says that the institutions are buying it. So maybe we should follow them and be like them, ride their whale wake on the way up.
All right.
Is there one you want to do next?
Yeah, I'm gonna do like rack. I see a request for NVIDIA, but I did that yesterday, and there's really no change. It's just stuck in a zone. So until it gets out of that zone and breaks above 152, nothing has changed for me on that chart. So in the meantime, I'll focus on other charts on these requests. So I'm gonna do LAES, and this one has been a popular one for a lot of people, and we can see that it was a hard rejection at this 786, a very, very hard rejection there. So, and it went lower, and now it's even below the conversion and baseline, and it lost momentum. So it's also couldn't stay above the cloud either. So I don't know if this is really ready to break out just yet, again, because it was a big rejection right there, and now it's below a lot of momentum, and it's even below the 618 again. So until it gets back above at least the 494, I'm going to assume that it's just going to get stuck and maybe even drift lower to the 288. So I'm not even like the 50% level. I'm not really sure it's ready to break. Maybe it needs to build a base on this zone where the cloud goes sloping down a little bit more before trying to go up. So I'm not as bullish as I once was on this one because it lost momentum of the Ichimoku indicators, and it's stuck in the cloud and under the 494.
All right. Well, I have a slightly different take on LES. I guess I'm still keeping the hope alive. On my chart, the weekly MCDX Plus is still showing quite a bit of institutional interest. It's the whales are outnumbering the retail. 68%, that's greater than 50% in the red box and less than 10% in the green box right here, which is bullish. On the weekly chart, it's above the moving average 75. The 8-hour chart. I was going to show the 8-hour chart. If I go back to my 8-hour chart, it's still it was following the conversion line down, but it's still above it right now. And if I take this as a wave 1 top and a wave 2 bottom, I get these fib extensions where, let's see if we can get over 662 again, because that'll take it back over the 8-hour baseline. It'll take it above the cloud here. I mean, you could wait for it if you wanted to, if you haven't done anything with the stock yet. I'm in it. I'm underwater, but I think it's gonna go higher. So if you can get over the 382, there's a potential for it to go all the way to the 764 and then back to the 382 as support. Right now, I'm thinking because this had a 618 flavor, 2236 flavor here, I've got to do a quick pivot actually, and I think because of this cloud too. 382, 236, then the 1236 back to the 764, and then up to the 2236 up here at 2645. And what's interesting is that it's a little off, but it's kind of confluent with if it did a larger retrace, an ABC bounce to not even this wick. I just went back from this wick because this wick made a higher low, then a higher high, and then the lower low. So But from this wick down to here and then back up gives me all of these retracement levels. And it seems like, where's my order block? No, it's on. It just isn't showing anything. There's just a buy order block down here. That's showing it right now. Anyway, it already went higher than 38.2 for the A wave, and it's gone lower than the 23.6 down here to this 11.40 and just a wick under it. So that pulled the rubber band back. So it's gonna, I would expect it to snap up to this 88.6 level, which is why I've got 23.44 written right here. It's my A, B, C to 23.44. So I don't know. Matt's right about the way he looks at it, and I think I'm right about the way I look at it too. You'll just have to see how the stock actually behaves from this point forward.
I'm always about proof.
I like what these.
I'm always about proof, and until it gets back above 494, I'm going to be a little bit cautious on it, because that 494, the 618 that I mentioned, it needs to start flipping that back to a support. Otherwise, it's going to turn into a resistance for a longer period of time. So that's the level I'm really watching.
Oh my God! Hey Matt, did you hear the sound effect that I made while I was searching the Rolodex for my words?
No, what'd you do?
I went with the sound effect. I don't know. I'll have to watch the show and go back and see what I
Were
did.
you doing like laser? Were you doing like laser beams, like pew 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 pew?
Maybe, I don't know. Tracker said that sound effect was funny. Tracker searching his Rolodex for words. I'll have to watch the show today and see what I did.
Awesome.
Anyway, so yeah, LES. Matt's right. You know, the safest thing to do is wait for proof. Me, I always buy stuff like 3 days too early, and then I end up upside down for a little while.
The 3-day rule. Like
look at my track record. Look at that record.
Like after earnings, you got to wait 3 days, the cool off period, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's do Coinbase here. I see a Coinbase chart and request. And so yeah, it held the 786 perfectly. So this is a confirmation, right? When things hold their support and they don't lose it, like LES lost their support, but Coinbase is holding that well, and this has potential to maybe even close above the conversion line this week at 295.26. So that is the point I'm watching right there for today's weekly candle close. Let's see if it can just have the momentum continue on, and if it does, then the next step is going to be 318 again. And I suspect within the next couple of months, I think Coinbase is going to be in all-time high territory. So I think I'm glad I have a lot of ConL that I've been buying on the way down, and I think this has a really great potential to break out and even go towards the 800s above after that. So this chart, I'm loving it. It's basically a previous huge resistance zone, the 786. Now it's an obvious support. This is looking beautiful for the future. So Coinbase is actually one of my favorite charts right now out there, right? Because it's lagging behind the market, still hasn't made all-time highs, and it is building a superb base on top of this 786 fib.
Yeah, and I'm just, I'm staring at my Coinbase account every day, multiple times a day, watching XRP go higher and higher. And so, I'm sorry, I don't actually have a chart for that. I was just talking over your chart. No, it's okay. So I really, that's not my chart. That's somebody else's chart. Coinbase. So I think I predicted earlier on, I was looking to see if maybe it was going to do a diamond top formation here, but maybe just this gets a weird W. I mean, look at this. Coinbase has had a frenetic time, even on the weekly chart. That is a megaphone, right? It gets wider and wider and wilder and wilder. And I think once our Bitcoin president is inaugurated, you're going to see XRP to go to new all-time highs, and Bitcoin going up to new all-time highs. And Coinbase is already just, everyone's throwing more money into Coinbase, and they're paying those fees and subscriptions and everything else. And Coinbase is just raking it in hand over fist. So I can't see why they wouldn't have an incredible, what is their earnings? I can't imagine why they wouldn't have an incredible earnings report next time they have earnings here coming up. Events, earnings.
It's in 33 days.
Oh, look. Yeah. February 19th. Put it on your calendars. Coinbase earnings, February 19th on a Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm looking for 501 next for Coinbase. That's my 1382 extension back to, because it already did Let's see, it did the 764 382 perfectly. Look at that, 764 382. So 1382, a solid $500. Back to the 100% extension for $400, and then on up to 757 for the 2382. I have high confidence in this chart because of the way it's been going so far. Yeah. And yeah, Connell was going to be like a gold mine for us.
Oh yeah, I'm holding that for a while.
Yeah. Let's. Can I do ACHR real quick?
Oh yeah.
So we have fun. We have like just a couple minutes.
Yeah, there's too many requests. We can't get them onto all.
I'm so sorry, guys. I wish we could do all of them all the time. Archer Aviation on my 8-hour chart, you can see it. It just soared over the Ichimoku cloud, but then has come back to battle it out. And check out the moving average 75 on this 8-hour chart, and it's been the battleground, but it looks like the bulls are winning right now. So we've got back over the Ichimoku conversion line in blue here, and we just need to get out of the cloud and over the baseline to confirm. But I really think that it's a very strong chance it's that this is the lowest it's going to go. My extension fibs using the all-time low, and then let's see, 1014 back to 626 for the wave 1 and wave 2 gives me these fib extensions on the right. It wicked over the 764, and I was surprised as anyone to see it go below the 382. But I guess just all that fear in the markets was just too much. But it went down to the 236, so that's still held a support. So I still like this for the 1382 next, which would be 1637. Oh no, that's right. Up there. 1637, and then back to. I think I was trying to move this around. 1358 for support at the wave 4. This wave 2 is relatively short so far, so that wave 4 could be longer. I really thought this chart would go faster. It was on such a tear before, and now it's just kind of, I don't know, maturing or something. It's slowing down a little bit. I don't think it's even going to take that long. Pardon me one second. I'm just trying to get no, that might be right because of the way the cloud goes. Moving this hyperbolic projection tool, it's been really fun to use, but I'm still new at it. But this could be kind of how it goes, something like that. So what that wave 4 is in February, and this tops out in March. March is coming up aces everywhere I look around. I don't think that's just my own bias. I think I keep seeing March coming up for highs for different things. There you go, Archer Aviation. You can screenshot that if you'd like. Great.
Yeah, and my thoughts are the same as yesterday. I think when I talked about it, basically stay above $8.99, stay above $9, and it goes higher, right? If it drops below 9, it has potential to retest lower, but that's my line in the sand, $9.
Yep. I just want to do a quick peek at GME. I already have it over here. Yeah, GME, it's still making its way up. It never went below. Never made a new lower low, so it's only making higher highs. Higher high, higher low. Daily chart, it's above the Ichimoku cloud. It kind of came back down and touched the cloud, but as long as it doesn't fall below my moving average 75 down here at $26. Yeah, I think this is just this wave 2 just taking a little bit longer, but it hasn't even reached my large degree wave 1 target yet. We're just on the way there still. It should have reached $71. You're just gonna have to be a little patient for it. That's all. Maybe in March. I mean, this says October, but that's not really how this will probably go. This will probably start to melt up at some point. And just look how it works in the past. It usually just goes vertical, and then slowly comes back down. So let's see. Still looking for 7109. That's all I gotta say about GME. It's still bullish. That's still my technical target. That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm sorry, Matt. I kept you over a couple minutes.
That's okay.
Any last thoughts?
No, yeah, I mean, just watching for weekly candle closes over resistance, especially even like just really quick Palantir here. Palantir, yeah, it's getting over that 69.15 level again, right? So if it closes back above that, then that's an important fib level. So this thing gets more bullish. So whoever was saying 50s, 40s, 30s, I think they're just sad that they sold too early. So just ignore those people. I think Palantir is on the verge of continuing back to the 70s, 80s, and beyond. So it's a very bullish chart.
Yeah, I think 63.40 was the bottom. Did I show you this? Did we talk about this yesterday? I looked back over here and I looked at how 63.40 behaved back in November, and it seems like it was an important level, and it just came back down and it wicked down to support it, and then we're back off to the races again.
Yeah, looks good. So yeah, let's just watch those resistance levels today that I mentioned in the morning in the very beginning with the indices, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good 3-day weekend.
Yep, 3-day weekend, inauguration on Monday, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then another triumvirate session, hopefully.
Yes, that's true.
Tuesday night.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good luck out there.